Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
Hi, my name is Ken Brayer. I'm the Vice President of the Nitrex Division for Design Engineering, and I'm here to demonstrate the heart of any nitrous system is the nitrous valve. And when we started Nitrex 5 years ago, we decided not to go the route that other valve companies had taken because there had been so many nagging issues throughout the years, and they have never been addressed, not by any of the other nitrous companies. So with this clean slate, we sought out the largest valve manufacturer in the world, and they manufactured valves for NASA, the aerospace industry, and the medical equipment industry. So we sought to build and design the most dependable, most efficient, and the highest flowing valves in the marketplace. And in this demonstration, we're going to show you what these unique features we built into these valves, and to tell you why we have the confidence to offer a lifetime warranty on all our valves. So we'll demonstrate with this valve. This is our hot shot valve, and as you can see here, we have the triple threat valve, which incorporates the fuel, nitrous, and purge into one component, and then our other larger, higher horsepower series of valves here, which have a range of applications. In this money shot series here, we've got a single inlet and 2 outlets. But for the purpose of demonstration, we're going to show you all the features that we build into these valves. One is we start with a coil. The coil is what allows us to draw the plunger out at high pressure. Sometimes these pressures, as we set the rating for, are 11 to 1200 psi. So this coil is a very important part of the performance of the valve. So while we were designing a new coil, we have the only valve in the industry with a positive and a negative. So we've incorporated a diode into the coil system that allows really efficient for those who want to use progressive controllers. It just assures that the current is moving in the same direction to ground every time. So you can imagine if you're opening and closing this valve rapidly under progressive controllers, that it operates more efficiently with less heat. So now we go on to the internal aspects of the valve. As you can see, on the surface may look typical, but we have a totally unique plunger design that actually attaches the spring onto the plunger, so you don't have to worry about dropping or losing the spring. And then you can see the plunger material on nitrous. The only plunger material we use for nitrous is Teflon. It's the only thing that can withstand the rigors of nitrous day in and day out, whereas a lot of the other valve manufacturers are still using polyurethane, and those have an expected life cycle. Here we incorporate the Teflon feature into every nitrous valve we do. Also, too, to make sure this valve operates initially, we test cycle this valve on every valve that we operate on a test bench, and we do that so we can put the imprint into the orifice onto the Teflon seal material, so you have a good even seal every time. Now let's move to the orifice. The orifice on all our valves have changed. Typically on a valve, the orifice, or the center hole that the nitrous travels through, it has a very sharp edge, and that sharp edge over time will start to damage the seal, and you'll find yourself having to replace the plungers ever more often in those typical valve arrangements. So what we've done is engineered a higher flowing orifice with a more of a rounded lip to it. Now that also demands that we cycle this valve initially too to help seat that up. But once we have the valve seated up, it's good to go for many thousands of uses. So those are some of the really important features we've engineered in each one of our valves that make it more stronger and more dependable and higher flowing. Now all the material in the valve is designed to actually draw this plunger further. On some of the other valves, you barely see it open, but we have a full range of motion for the plunger, and that's one of the reasons we get more flow out of the orifice sizes than other valve companies do. So we do, as I mentioned earlier, offer a lifetime warranty on all the valves. And then I'm going to demonstrate to you some of the other important features. What we've done is clean that up, made all the valving machined into the part, yet each one of the solenoid valves are serviceable independently. So if you have an issue with one, you don't have to scrap the whole part. It made all the valving machined into the part, yet each one of the solenoid valves are serviceable independently. So if you have an issue with one, you don't have to scrap the whole part. So we incorporate that really important feature into that valve. Also on the triple threat, we have for servicing the weather pack connector, as well as on our other larger series valves, we also incorporate the weather pack feature into that, so you can service the valve easily. This is the valve we call the money shot valve system. It incorporates the single inlet and dual outlet. This is an entirely unique valve in that it has 180 thousandths orifice, which can accommodate 700 horsepower of nitrous. But what makes this a really important valve to this industry is that it only draws 3 amps. Typically on large horsepower applications, you may have a series of these valves, each drawing 10 to 20 amps apiece. So by the time you do that collectively and you activate your system, you may not have the voltage or energy to be able to operate them efficiently. So we've incorporated this unique proprietary valve design that only allows for 3 amp draw, yet it can flow up to 700 horsepower, making this the most dependable large scale valve on the marketplace. Also, we've incorporated the additional port feature on here, so you can add the purge directly to the side of the valve without any additional bracketing. Or if you wanted to turn this into a 2-stage valve, you simply attach the second stage valve directly to this inlet port. This port shares the inlet side of this valve. So you can imagine how much cleaner the install is. One, by using a single valve to replace the job and do the job of 2 valves, and 2, the fact that you don't need any additional bracketing for any of the accessories that you're going to accompany this valve with. So we feel like we've really come a long way to evolve in the nitrous category with this valve. Another thing that you'll notice is it's similar in style and design as the other valves. Well, we chose that so that people with the older technology can simply upgrade. Maybe they don't want to change out their brackets or the arrangement they have. So it's just simply they unbolt theirs, bolt this one up, and they can go on about their day. So those are some of the thoughtful features that we've introduced into this part. And that's a great overview of what Nitrex is bringing to the future of nitrous with regard to valves.